So let us restart where we left. So we were studying how to build bottom navigation bar. How to build bottom navigation bar, and we have seen how to catch what is clicked and call the function after catching the tab or click on the item. Now the question is, based on the selection, you should change your UI. So how can we do it? Okay, so let's say we have three screens, one for home, one for cart, one for account. So let's create three more Dart files. New Dart app home. Okay, so this is app home. Another one is for app cart, and another one is user account. Okay, so we have created three classes, not classes, three files. Let's create the classes. Let's say each of them is a stateless widget. So rename it. So let's give him app. This is app home. App home. Let's copy paste and make it app start. Okay, and so this is our user account. Okay, so in the app home, the title is home, and we show like a string, suppose a text, app home. In the app cart, so this is our cart. We just show in the middle text, cart information, and the user account to show him text account information. Okay, you this one is hot reload. There is also called hot restart. Like if you add a new class, or in some cases hot reload will not work. So you need to use hot restart. So let's say hot reload, whether it works or no. But we didn't write the code, so we don't know whether it will work. So let's go to, so we have three classes for three purposes: home, cart, and account. Now we will go back again to main, and the body, every time we will call this function get app UI, and here, so we don't need it, so we'll make it hidden. Okay, so we don't need we don't need anymore our old UI. So we say now the app UI will be what? Based on what is clicked, you will call, or you will show the corresponding corresponding content. Do you understand? Okay. Oh, sorry. We need to update actually this one. They cannot be scaffold because already it is inside a scaffold. So what we will do is we will remove the scaffold. We will just show this one. Because already scaffold means there is already there is a bar. This is what cart. And finally the user account. No need for this. Say account. Very good. So what we have here, what does it say? Oh, there is a missing semicolon and there is a missing semicolon. Okay. Now let's go back to our main UI. So the body during a refresh or during the building the interface, the body will be taken from whatever is returned from this function. So let's go to this function. This function we will return that UI based on what is clicked. How we know what is clicked? This my bar index knows what has been clicked recently. So we can use switch cases, switch or if, no problem. Either switch if, switch case structure, or if else, no problem. If my bar index equal to 0, then return my bar index 0 means you have to show home. So what was the class for home? What was the class for home? It was app home. Else if my var index equal to 1, if it is 1, that means you have clicked cart. So you will return app cart. App cart, the class is app cart. So we will say app cart. Else 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 you have clicked account, because that's the only other option. So we will return what? User account. User account, the class user account is user account. User account. Okay. See, now when you are home, it's app home. When it is cart, cart information. When it's account, account information. Home, cart, account. Home, cart, account. But we need to change this one also. We need to change. When you are home, we need to have something about home. When it is cart, we need something about cart. When it is this, we need to change it. So how can we do it? So let's see the app bar. App bar is taking a text from the title. So we need to make it variable. So let's take a string current title. Title is default is home. Let's say get current title. So let's take a get current title. Let's make a function. So and it should return a string. Okay. And based on this selection, we will send a string. So return home. Return. This was the second one was cart. The third one was good. So we get the current title and use the title here. Okay. Account card title. It doesn't look colored white is better. So now we have home card account. So now it started looking like an app. Do you get the point? Do you understand? Any question from here?
No question.
Any question from others? Is it clear? Did you follow what I have done?
Yes, clear.
Okay. So now for each like each item, for each item, you need to go to like for example user account. We are just showing like a text. Now here inside this build method, you can build your UI for the account, like username, user picture, any other information you have. But for such kind of applications, you need to access the database, background database. So like for example Firebase or any other third party web server. not web server, like background server, like where you can, using API, you can get the information. Because here we are using static text, but normally for card or account, you get it from the server. Also from home, if it is an e-commerce, you get the information from the server, like Amazon. Every time you open, you get new information because they are getting the content from the server. So in this course, we will not have time to go and study that part, like how you can connect to the background online database in a different server and get data from there and fill your information. That we will not cover in this first course, but we will show you how to use local database and store your data, or use SQL query to get the data, save data, and so on. We will see it inshallah in the next week. In one full lecture, we will try to cover that one because that needs a lot of information. Okay, this was one of the main thing for today. If you don't have any question, we can go and see our next topic.
I have a quick question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Is the user account a class, or you just create your own class?
No, this is a class I created which extends stateless widget. Like if you want to show a screen, if you want to create a class that returns an interface, then either it should extend stateless widget, or it should extend stateful widget, like we made stateful widget here in the main. This one, the training page, was the stateful widget. Stateful widget is more powerful. It can store the local variables and you can do more things. But if you don't have like any local, you don't need to you don't need to store anything in the class, then you can use stateless widget. So because if you don't extend stateless or stateful widget, you will not get the build method. The build is coming from this class. This is
The
a system.
stateless.
Yeah, this is an abstract class. See, this is an abstract class from Flutter framework, and this one has a build method, but it without any implementation. See here, without any implementation. So if you want to get the build method, you need to extend either stateless widget or stateful widget, and then you will get the build method. And whenever you call, like here, whenever you are calling this class user account, you are calling the class user account, it will create the object and call the build method, and whatever you return, here is the UI, whatever you return as a UI will be shown here, For example, if you say I want to show a column, children, what does it have? Still we didn't show you how to show images. Okay, so let's see if we can get an Flutter image. Flutter image, say, let's click on the link address. Let's take the link. and go back to the code, image. We want to show .network. Okay. So let's see how it comes. Okay, so there is a problem in the link. Okay, we'll show you image how to do image in the another class. So let's say text user picture will come here, and then we will say a button, icon button. Pressed will do nothing. Size 48. So let's try to make it at the center. Main axis alignment. And cross axis alignment is center. Doesn't change anything. So we can make center. It works. So you can put a padding around it or so on, or you can make a sized box. This is also a shortcut. Sized box of height 20. That's a shortcut way of um, putting space between objects. So like this. So whatever you return and as a UI, whatever you return as a UI will be shown here. So here it doesn't work anything because we say nothing, do nothing if you click. So it doesn't happen. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, it was clear.
Okay.
I get the idea of creating each page for the index.
Yes, that's the main idea. Like try to move every page, every screen into its own class. So the code will be clean. We can write everything here, no problem. We can move all these UI instead of class. We can write here a return, a column, and everything. So all the code can be inside. But Flutter or Google advises that you should move your code to different classes. Okay, instead of having everything in the same function, use as class. The benefit is Google will always, or Flutter will always check if the object is already there, then he can reuse them. But if you write inside a function, then he will not reuse the code. Every time it will recall, it will rebuild. So in terms of performance, try to move your UI into classes, like different classes. Okay.
It's like separating your code to be more clear and easy to.
True. Separating the code base. Yes, true. Right.
So class can be anything, right?
Yes. If you need a class that is for service, for containing some additional code, but not for UI, then you just remove this part. Just remove this part. Then there will be no build. There will be no build method. No need to build. So, like the normal classes, we build classes, objects for different purposes. So the normal object-oriented programming, it applies here properly. But if your class is for UI, user interface, then it must extend either a stateless widget or a stateful widget. That's the main thing. If you remove stateless, it will start telling that there is no method. There is no, it says we are overriding, but there is nothing to override. Okay. And Flutter will not call by default this one. He will never call. So you need to extend a stateless widget or a stateful widget. Okay. Now we understand very important. We have understood a very important concept, and it will be very useful, inshallah, for your application development. Now we discussed today a very important file, without which actually you cannot develop useful things, which is this file, pubspec.yaml. If you click it, it will show this. Let's make it zoom. Okay. So this file, if you are a Flutter developer, then you will use this file for many things. You will use it for many things. So the extension of this file is YAML. It's a markup language. YAML is a markup language like XML. Like XML, YAML is another markup language for storing the settings for the, like, for Flutter project, you can say. So several things are very important to understand, and without which you cannot develop Flutter projects. Okay, let's go one by one. So name and description, it's not very important because they will not appear in your project name, not project name, in the app name. So it's for yourself. What is the name of the app, and description, you can write anything. This one is used if you want to publish to as package. So we don't want, so that's why it's given a default value of none, published to. Okay, version is very important. So you need to understand the numbering. So this numbering is used when you generate the Flutter APK for Android or iOS IPA files for releasing, and then Flutter will use these values to automatically insert the version numbers of your app. So the first part, 1.0.0, this is the app version, and they use 3 digits because this is kind of standard. it's not a must to use 3 digits with dot. It's a string actually. The software will treat it as a string. So you can use 4 digits with dot, dash, whatever you like, no problem. But this is a common way, 1.0.0, like so this is the major version number. Whenever you have a major update which is like completely or largely different from the previous version, then you increase it to 2, then 3, then 4. Like this is a major release. This one will increase if you add new features, but similar like previous other features, new features, but it doesn't make the app completely different. So, and this one is uh, if a release has mainly very small updates, bug fixes, and so on. And after the plus sign, this number, after the plus sign, this number tells the project the build. This is called the build number. Build. Like every time you release a version, you need to increase the build number every time. Like you are release, it can be, you can still have 1.1.0.1, and this can be 25, 24, no problem. What we are telling is that after uploading the file to the App Store, you remember that, oh, I forgot to do something. It's not a new feature, but I forgot to like update something. Then you go back, change this one to another build number, update it, make the APK, upload again. Because if you already uploaded a version with 24 build, Google will not take it. They will say that already you uploaded one with 24, make it another number. Something like this. So the first 3 digits are for version, and this digit is for build. Like every time you generate the APK, you change this number, give a larger number. Okay, SDK is telling what version of Dart you are going to use, what version of Dart. So if you use higher version, then actually it's mainly for development. Like in your machine, what is the Dart version number? Dart version number. So it doesn't. It's important, but it will not affect much. But if you want to, if you are developing in an old machine which doesn't have recent version of Flutter, recent version of Dart, then if you keep it higher values, then Flutter will give you errors that not supported by the language, something like this. Now, dependency is the very common area. Dependency is the, here you have to write all the packages, that third-party packages from pub.dev. From pub.dev, the packages that you are using in your project. So far, we haven't used any packages from pub.dev. So, inshallah, we will show you in another class how to use packages through this dependency. So these are default values which is already there. So for example, they are by default, they are saying we have Cupertino icons. Cupertino icons is another package, is a package, and this is the package version number. If you remove it, it will download the latest one, which is compatible with other packages. Because sometimes what happens, there are conflict between packages. So then it tries to resolve it and tries to use the highest non-conflicting version. But if you write it like this way, then it will use exactly the same version, unless there is a conflict. If there is a conflict, it will give you a message here that we cannot use this package. Anyway, uh, developer dependency is similar like this one, but it's used only for the development stage. Like Flutter lints. Flutter lints is actually it's for like analysis of the code. It analyzes the code, like it tells you that don't use print in this case. It has a, do you want to change this code to this code, like sort of like recommendation for your coding. This Flutter links this package is a very useful project, very useful. So it was not there before, actually it was not that powerful. It has been added more recently. Okay. uh, this part is mainly for uh, mainly used for asset fonts. Like if you want to use images in your app, images, some of the images that you designed, you want to show here some good design here, some good images here, then you need to put it inside the you need to create a folder here, put the images or font files or any other files. Like you have a sound, like if user clicks, you play a default sound. So mp3 files, all of them should come in a folder. Normally we call them asset, but you can call it any other name, and put it there and declare here. You have to declare here under assets. If you remove this hash sign is used for comments. So if you use assets, under asset, like it's saying under asset, it's saying that there is an images folder, and under images folder there is a jpeg file of this name, like this. So anytime you have a local asset, you need to declare it like this. Inshallah we will do it tomorrow. I will show you how to save some local files and use them in the UI. This is very, very important and useful, because almost every app we have some kind of resources. Also here there are like ways of telling different fonts that you can remember. These are the system fonts, whatever available in iOS, whatever available in Android will be used by default, but you are free to use any font you like, as long as it is Unicode fonts. As long as it is like not only Unicode, like it's like TTF font, yeah, Unicode fonts, or the standard fonts. So you can use Google fonts also. Google has thousands of fonts, or you can use your own fonts. Like for example, for Quran we use Hafs font. That is not part of Google fonts or not part of the Android or iOS. So we need to add them from Mujamma. So we have several fonts from them. So we add it here, and then we can use it in the system. I will show you inshallah also how you can use different fonts to show text in different fonts in the system, not in the system, in the UI. So this is public pub spec.yaml. It's very important, and every time you want to update your these packages, you can click pub upgrade or pub get. Pub upgrade means it will check if there is upgrade for the existing packages you already downloaded. Pub get means it will try to get the newly added packages. Okay, newly added packages. For example, SQ. So for example, let's say a package, select a package, for example, we say Stripe payment. Stripe payment is a payment package, so we just copy it, go back to this one, we just write it, colon, and if you don't write the version number, it will get the latest one. So it's trying to get the new package. Okay, so it's saying it gave a warning. It downloaded, but it gave a warning that it's an old version. It's not being updated much. So let's see it. Oh, it's updated 14 months ago. So it's an old package, has been discontinued. It has been discontinued. So you should not use such packages. So for example, if we use SQL, this is a very useful package for local database, updated 30 days before. So if we, where we are, yeah, no need for him. Okay. So he will try to get the package, and he got it. Actually, I already have this package downloaded, so it will just check for an update and so on. So this file is very important. It has other usages also. For example, if you want to change the app icon, we'll show you inshallah also how to change the app icon. Like if you design your app icon, how to put it in the APK. Otherwise, it will by default it will show the Flutter icon. So you can do it from here. You can do it from here in this part. In this part, you can do it. We'll show you inshallah this week. So this is what we have today. Do you have any comments, any questions so far about what we have covered today?
Just if you go through a quick summarize of the last part with the packages, just a brief summary
Of the packages?
Yes.
Packages, inshallah, I will discuss again. But packages, we will show you how to use packages. For example, what I said is under dependencies, you need to mention the packages you are using from where, from pub.dev. It will automatically check in the pub.dev because that is the website for storing the packages of Flutter. So so you need to go to pub.dev and select the package you need. Yes.
So is it as easy as just plug in the packages and apply it to the code?
Yes, very simple. Very simple. We will show you inshallah. I think in this we have a plan to use one of the packages for playing sounds. Like by default, Flutter doesn't have feature to play sounds. Like you cannot play MP3, MP4. You cannot play them. You need to use packages. So there are.
Okay,
yes.
so you said about the sounds. So is it like a database, or is it not?
Yeah, it depends. Either you can stream audio from internet online, or you can download the MP3, MP4, or different formats files in the phone and then play from it, or you can put the audio files while developing as a part of the app and play them from the asset. There are three ways of playing audio files.
Okay.
So to do that, first we need to find a suitable package. For example, one of them is audio players. Audio players. There is also a good one which I use called Just Audio. Just Audio is not here, but you can find it. Just Audio is also a very good one. So you need to use these packages to see here. It's written Flutter Favorite because it has a good features. So if you see this tag in the page, then you will know that this is a good package. This is a good package, and actually this is a good. The one who develops, the one single person, Ryan Hayes, he is a good programmer. He's a good programmer. He developed a lot of features. So, and using these packages, you can develop like an audio player, or this will not play video. Flutter has another package for playing videos, so on. So inshallah, we will show you how to add these packages here, and then use the packages directly in the code and do useful things. Does it answer your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So any other question before we close up? Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll stop here and see you inshallah tomorrow.